They said Joe Rogan could handle anything: politicians, fighters, billionaires, even UFO whistleblowers. But not this. Not her. Because when Candace Owens dropped what she called the real receipts, Joe didn't laugh. He didn't argue. He panicked. The studio lights didn't just flicker, they died. The crew froze. Jamie stopped breathing for a second. And somewhere between that forced smile and that deep breath, you could see it, the fear. The kind that doesn't come from rumors, but from knowing something's real. So, what did Candace Owens send him? What's inside these so-called secret tapes that had Rogan muttering off mic? They weren't supposed to see this? Why did Spotify pull the episode for 6 hours? And why did 12 minutes vanish when it finally came back online? Because here's the twist nobody saw coming. This wasn't just another podcast debate. This was a digital ambush. Candace Owens didn't just leak a file. She detonated an empire. So buckle up. Because tonight, we're not talking about conspiracies, we're talking about proof. And if what's in those tapes is real, Joe Rogan might have just hosted the biggest leak in podcast history, live on camera. This isn't just a story. It's a warning. It started like any other episode. Joe Rogan behind the mic, sipping black coffee, acting like the king of calm curiosity. But the moment Candace Owens' name came up, that calm cracked. Viewers swear they saw it. A flicker of panic, a tiny twitch in his jaw, a silence that didn't belong on the Joe Rogan Experience. Then came the sentence that sent the internet into meltdown. They weren't supposed to see this. Nobody knew what he meant, but everyone could feel it. Something was about to break. Let's rewind. Just 3 nights before that episode aired, Candace Owens posted a cryptic story on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter. When the truth leaks, don't say, "I didn't warn you." Some of your idols are built on silence. No one took her seriously. They thought it was just another political tantrum until a 15-minute audio file dropped from an encrypted Telegram channel titled Faith Node 3. It sounded like a man talking to a woman, discussing payments, offshore transfers, and podcast sponsorships tied to influence. The male voice? Fans claimed it sounded exactly like Charlie Kirk. The female? A mystery. Hours later, Rogan's producer, Jamie, supposedly received a Dropbox file labeled "Play this before tomorrow." No sender, no note, just a name, Zurich. Joe laughed it off at first. Probably another troll, he said, until he hit play. What happened next has been dissected frame by frame ever since. The recording started with static, then a whisper. "You can't unhear this, Joe." According to a leak from an anonymous Spotify engineer on Reddit, Rogan's entire expression changed within 2 minutes. His posture stiffened, his hand froze mid-gesture, and he muttered under his breath, "This isn't a joke." By the time he looked up, the studio had gone dead silent. Even Jamie's usual nervous laugh didn't come. What was on that tape? No one knows for sure, but insiders claim it exposed connections between major conservative donors, media outlets, and something called the Zurich Node, a rumored network used to shape digital narratives. The term popped up before, back in 2023, during that brief scandal involving Turning Point USA funding patterns, but it vanished quickly. Too quickly. And now, somehow, Candace Owens had found it again. The next day, Rogan went live like nothing had happened. The guest was a political analyst, the mood light. But 20 minutes in, Rogan slipped. He mentioned Candace's post, the leaked file, and muttered, "I've heard some things, man, stuff that makes you wonder who's really pulling the strings." Then boom, the feed glitched. When it came back, Joe's face had changed. Pale. Unsteady. He said one word that fans will never forget. Zurich. Within hours, the episode disappeared from Spotify. 6 hours offline. When it finally returned, 12 minutes were gone. The segment where Rogan talked about Candace, Charlie Kirk, and the phrase power laundering. That's when Reddit exploded. Threads popped up everywhere. Hashtag Rogangate. Hashtag Zurich leak. Hashtag Owens receipts. Theories multiplied faster than Jamie could delete comments. People started claiming Rogan wasn't just reacting to Candace's leaks, he was involved. That maybe he'd known all along what was buried under those sponsorship deals, those shadow donations, those mysterious algorithm boosts that made certain podcasts trend while others vanished. And that's when Candace went live. Sitting in her car, wearing no makeup, eyes puffy from crying, she spoke straight into the camera. "Joe, I told you to stay out of it. But you opened it, didn't you? You played the file. And now they'll come for both of us." That clip went viral instantly, 18 million views on X, reposted across TikTok within hours. The audio of her voice trembling, the way she said both of us. It didn't sound like drama. It sounded like fear. Real fear. Meanwhile, inside Spotify HQ, an internal memo allegedly went out under the subject line "Containment Protocol" read. Employees were instructed to avoid internal communication regarding node-related media. Leaked screenshots of that memo hit Discord and Reddit by midnight. The phrase "media containment protocol" trended for 2 straight days. People began connecting dots that might not have even existed, but that's how digital scandals work. Once people believe there's a cover-up, the cover-up becomes real. Rogan stayed silent for 48 hours. No podcast, no tweets, no statements. Fans started saying he'd been pressured into silence. Even Elon Musk chimed in with a cryptic post. Some nodes are better left offline. It got deleted within 10 minutes, but not before screenshots spread everywhere. Then a new clip surfaced, grainy security footage from what looked like Rogan's studio, posted on an anonymous Rumble account. The timestamp matched the day of the missing 12 minutes. In the video, Joe stands up mid-show, pacing, muttering. She said it wasn't a bank. She was right. Then he looks straight off camera and says, "If they wanted this quiet, they shouldn't have sent it to me." That clip alone pulled 20 million views before being taken down. By now, even mainstream outlets like Variety and Page 6 were forced to comment, cautiously calling it an unusual convergence of influencer paranoia and digital myth-making. But their cautious tone only fueled the fire. Because every time someone said this can't be real, another leak appeared. A supposed Spotify chat log showed Rogan's producer saying, "We were told to cut 1211 to 2400 hours 36. Don't ask." Another alleged text from Candace to an unknown number read, "He saw it. Now it's out of my hands." Fans started noticing something else. Whenever they searched Joe Rogan Candace Owens leak on YouTube, certain videos kept disappearing. Entire channels claimed copyright strikes within hours. Even clips using fair use commentary were removed. People began to suspect automated suppression. That's when conspiracy mode hit full throttle. In the middle of it all, Charlie Kirk finally broke his silence, during a live stream Q&A, a viewer asked him about the Zurich node. His response? Nervous laughter. "I don't know what that is, and if I did, I wouldn't tell you." The comment section blew up. Confirmed. Within minutes, his PR team disabled the chat. Now, here's where it gets darker. According to 2 anonymous insiders claiming to be part of Rogan's production team, after that episode was pulled, 3 hard drives were confiscated from the studio for auditing. One of them allegedly contained unedited footage, the missing 12 minutes. One insider even claimed that footage shows Joe listening to something off mic, whispering. This changes everything. Whether any of it is real doesn't even matter anymore. The internet had made up its mind. To them, this was no longer about politics or podcasts. This was about control. Candace Owens had flipped the table on one of the most powerful media figures alive, and somehow, Joe Rogan's reaction had proven she hit a nerve. What makes this story so addictive is the possibility that it's all true, that behind the laughter, the bravado, the "I'm just asking questions" attitude, there's a man who finally saw something he couldn't explain away. And for the first time in years, Joe Rogan wasn't the one asking the questions. He was the one being asked them. By day 3, fan theories turned into full investigations. Tech analysts claimed to have decrypted fragments of the leaked file metadata showing a creation date 6 months before the episode aired. Others pointed out inconsistencies, file formats that didn't exist at that time, suspicious compression artifacts suggesting AI generation. But then, someone uploaded a new version of the clip with enhanced audio, and in the background, you could clearly hear Joe's voice say, "Turn it off." That's when the speculation shifted from "is this real?" to "what are they hiding?" And that's where the next chapter begins, because once people started connecting Rogan, Candace, and the so-called Zurich node, another name entered the chat. A name that changed everything. And that is where things stopped being just digital. That name was Helios. It popped up first on a Reddit thread titled Zurich Node, Origins of Influence. Nobody knew who posted it, but the account was new, 2 days old, zero karma. The comment was only 5 words long. Search Helios node, you'll see. Within hours, that phrase was all over X, TikTok, and Telegram. Influencers, podcasters, even journalists who usually ignored internet rumors were suddenly trying to decode it. What was Helios? A company? A government project? A cover name? Nobody had answers, until a blurry screenshot surfaced from a supposed internal email sent to Spotify executives. The subject line read, "Urgent, Helios flag, Node 7. The internet did what it does best, filled in the blanks. Threads appeared claiming Helios was a private data analytics firm that built emotion mapping algorithms for influencer networks. Others said it was a government-linked operation that tested how far digital personalities could push ideology under the guise of free speech. The wildest claim? That Helios wasn't human at all, that it was AI-driven media psychology, monitoring people through recommendation engines, subtly shaping opinions. And somehow, Joe Rogan and Candace Owens were at the center of it. A self-proclaimed insider using the handle @faithdrop_7 released what they said were screenshots of the Helios system dashboard. One file allegedly labeled JRE, Trust Index Active, had Rogan's name listed alongside metrics like influence conversion rate and compliance threshold, 82%. People thought it was fake until a second image appeared, this time showing Candace Owens under deactivation candidate. The theory blew up overnight. Joe Rogan was a controlled voice, and Candace was the rogue agent who went off script. Then, another leak hit, this time from a Rumble backdoor. According to users in r/conspiracy hub, a short clip, grainy and glitchy, showed Joe in a dark studio, muttering, "If JRE exposure threshold hits 82%, they trigger containment." His eyes looked dead serious. Behind him, a whiteboard with scribbles. Zurich node equals 7. Faith through influence. And the letters HMC. Mainstream journalists dismissed it as deep fake hysteria, but the internet wasn't buying that anymore. The pattern of deleted videos, missing timestamps, and algorithmic oddities was too obvious. One YouTuber posted a side-by-side of Joe's old interviews and recent ones, showing moments where his words were slightly delayed, like the feed itself was tampered with. "Look at the lips," he said, pausing frame by frame. That's not editing lag. That's real-time AI suppression. By day 5, Candace Owens vanished. No posts. No tweets. No uploads. Her team claimed she was taking a mental health break. But a Telegram channel claiming to be run by her assistant dropped a voice note. She's not gone. She's just disconnected. It ended with static and the words, "Joe has the key." That line changed everything. Joe has the key. The internet's obsession went nuclear. Theories started forming that Candace had passed Rogan some kind of encrypted drive before the scandal broke, the same flash drive she'd teased in her earlier lives. The one she said contained the receipts nobody can deny. Then, like something out of a spy thriller, Rogan broke his silence. No Spotify upload, no YouTube stream, just a short live broadcast on Rumble, titled "The System Knows." The stream opened with him sitting alone, no intro music, no guests. Just a close-up of his face under dim light. "I've been told to shut up," he began, voice shaky. "I've been warned that if I keep talking about this, I'll lose everything. But you know what? Screw it, because this goes way beyond politics." He reached off camera and held up a flash drive. "This is what Candace sent me. I didn't want to believe it, but I checked it. I cross-referenced everything, and it's real." Then his eyes darted to something behind the camera, almost like he heard a noise. "The money isn't the scandal," he continued. "It's what the money buys. The influencers, the algorithms, the narratives, all of it's connected." The internet went feral. Tens of thousands of screenshots. clips mirrored to TikTok within minutes. And then the line that sent chills across every platform. The system runs through 7 nodes. Zurich is one. DC is another. LA, London, Nashville, Tel Aviv, and one I can't name. Not yet. Right there, the screen froze. Then static. Then silence. The video vanished 10 minutes later, replaced with a 404 error reading, removed for network interference. But the internet never forgets. Within an hour, it was everywhere, downloaded, subtitled, analyzed. Redditors claimed the last frame showed a reflection in the studio glass, someone standing behind Rogan, wearing a headset. Others said the phrase network interference wasn't a glitch message, but a code. A handful of users traced the error ID and found references to Project Helix, a name that had popped up in government contracts tied to defense communications. Now the question wasn't, what did Rogan see? It was, what did he expose? The narrative flipped again when a group of hacktivists calling themselves Ghost Line released 2 gigabytes of encrypted files titled Helios No Dump. Inside were financial spreadsheets, invoices, and internal chat logs between Spotify executives, media consultants, and unknown aliases. One message, dated 3 weeks before the scandal broke, read, "If JRE threshold exceeds 82%, trigger containment. Owens is expendable. Zurich ready." That was the smoking gun moment. The internet erupted. Hashtags like hashtag Owens expendable and hashtag JRE containment trended for 48 straight hours. Conspiracy channels turned into full-time Helios decoders, mapping out networks between tech giants, political PACs, and influencer agencies. Even Elon Musk chimed in again, posting Helios. I warned them about that system in 2023. 10 minutes later, he deleted it again. But that was enough. The narrative had legs. Mainstream coverage couldn't keep up. CNN called it the wildest digital breakdown of the year. Fox called it a threat to influencer integrity. Page 6 simply said, Joe Rogan's name has never been this radioactive. Spotify issued a vague statement. We are aware of unauthorized materials circulating online. These files are not authentic. We are cooperating with law enforcement. But the damage was done. Fans pointed out that the same day that statement dropped, Rogan's entire back catalog disappeared for 6 hours across multiple regions. Spotify blamed server syncing, but the internet had already decided it was censorship. Then something even stranger happened. Viewers began reporting eerie behavior on their devices. Random Spotify thumbnails briefly showing binary code instead of images. YouTube comments disappearing after mentioning Helios. Some TikTok users claimed that videos about the leak would freeze at exactly 82 seconds, the same number that kept showing up in the leaked files. Coincidence? Or proof that the network was real and active? And just as panic reached its peak, another Telegram channel under the name FaithNode7 uploaded a video that would ignite the final storm. It showed a woman, face blurred, voice distorted, claiming to be a former Helios data technician. The Zurich node isn't money laundering, she said. It's narrative laundering. Every influencer you trust is a data relay. When Joe Rogan hit 82%, he became too powerful. The system flagged him for containment. That video hit 10 million views in an hour. But by the 3rd hour, it was gone. Entire channel deleted. The username? Locked. The Telegram server? Offline. But before it vanished, someone had already clipped the last 3 seconds, a file path flashing on screen. Mirror_protocol/init. That phrase would become legend. Because if Helios and Zurich were real, then Mirror Protocol was their endgame, a system that didn't just monitor thought, but reflected it back at people until they believed it was their own. And the idea that Joe Rogan, the world's biggest podcaster, might have been unknowingly feeding that machine? That's the kind of twist the internet never lets go of. By now, fans weren't just watching. They were investigating, tracking IPs, analyzing background noises from leaked clips, and posting frequency breakdowns of Rogan's static-filled Rumble stream. Theories became scripture. Facts didn't matter anymore. The belief was the story. And that belief that Joe Rogan might have accidentally blown open a global manipulation network, was about to get its final, terrifying confirmation. Because 3 nights later, at exactly 11:11 p.m., Rogan's website came back online. Just one page. Just one line. Upload in progress. Node 7 deactivated. And that's when everyone realized this wasn't over. It had just evolved. For the next 12 hours, the world went quiet. Not the kind of quiet that comes from calm, the kind that comes from anticipation. Joe Rogan's website was a blank white page, except for that single line. Upload in progress. Node 7 deactivated. No explanation. No links. No redirect. Just a flickering progress bar that never moved past 82%. Fans watched it like a doomsday clock, waiting for something to happen. Every refresh felt like a heartbeat. Every glitch felt like a warning. And then, at 3:07 a.m., it happened. The page went black. For 1 second, a new message flashed. Mirror protocol active. Then a live feed began to play. No intro. No watermark. Just a dark room, lit by the pale blue glow of computer monitors. And in the middle, Joe Rogan. But this wasn't the Rogan people knew. He looked exhausted, hollow-eyed, a man who hadn't slept in days. His voice was calm, but haunted. They told me it wasn't real, he said. That the tapes were a hoax. That Candace was just playing games. But then I saw it. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. He turned his camera slightly, showing a corkboard covered in documents, red string, and printed screenshots. Zooming in, viewers could make out names. Influencers, politicians, journalists, all connected by arrows pointing toward the word Helios. And beneath it, written in red ink, faith through influence. Candace didn't just leak files, Rogan continued. She leaked the foundation, the blueprint of how they control the flow of thought. The chat section of the feed exploded, half calling it fake, half panicking like it was prophecy. But Rogan wasn't reading the comments. He stared dead into the camera. Helios wasn't a company. It was an experiment. They built it to study how belief spreads, how long it takes to turn trust into obedience. Then, his voice dropped to a whisper. They used us. The podcasts, the platforms, the recommendations. We weren't broadcasting to the audience. We were broadcasting for the algorithm. That line hit harder than anything he'd ever said in his career. It was the moment the internet collectively stopped breathing. Seconds later, his screen flickered. A distorted voice interrupted. Terminate session. Node 7 offline. Rogan froze. The camera shook slightly, like someone had entered the room. Then the feed cut to static. And when the stream came back, Joe was gone. The studio empty. Microphones still swinging. Within hours, the video was everywhere. Twitter, TikTok, Telegram, reposted faster than platforms could take it down. Some said it was real. Others swore it was an elaborate ARG, an online performance art project. But the part that sent chills down everyone's spine came right after. People who downloaded the stream said that when they paused it at exactly the 82-minute mark, a frame appeared, a QR code, buried in the static. When decoded, it led to a hidden link titled mirror_protocol.zip. Inside the file was a single corrupted video, 6 minutes long. The footage was a chaotic montage, political rallies, podcasts, celebrity interviews, sermons, all flashing subliminal words between frames.
Obey.
Reflect. Believe.
Repeat.
Every few seconds, the same phrase appeared in faint white text. Trust the mirror. And in the bottom right corner, one watermark. Zurich Node 3. Now it wasn't just about Joe Rogan or Candace Owens anymore. This was bigger, a cultural ghost story. A theory that the internet itself had turned into a feedback loop, manipulating people through belief, reflection, and influence. And that Rogan, the man who made a career out of asking questions, had accidentally triggered the system into showing its own face. The media scrambled to control the narrative. Spotify released another statement denying everything. CNN ran an exposé titled The Rogan Delusion. The Verge claimed the entire event was performance-based disinformation. But users started posting eerie coincidences, Spotify libraries renaming themselves, playlists replaced by a single eye symbol, YouTube recommendations looping old Rogan clips from years ago like the algorithm was stuck in time. Then came the final twist. A Reddit user named u/InsideFaith, the same alias that dropped the first Zurich screenshots, posted one last message. Joe finished the upload. The mirror is live. The system can't delete what's already reflected. Attached to the post was an image of Candace Owens' X account, reactivated after weeks of silence. Her profile picture? A black screen with the words, "The mirror has no reflection without the light." Within 5 minutes, her account was gone again. But the damage was already done. People began reporting that their smart speakers were playing random clips of Rogan's voice at night, distorted, low, repeating the same line. "It wasn't supposed to be me." TikTok videos showed Alexa devices saying that phrase when unplugged. Someone claimed their Tesla screen glitched and displayed "Node active." Whether any of it was real didn't matter anymore. The panic was the point. By this stage, the internet wasn't following the story. It was the story. Every repost, every argument, every theory only fed the machine Candace warned about. The mirror protocol had done its job, turned belief into the ultimate weapon. And then, just when everyone thought it was over, the countdown returned. Joe Rogan's site flickered back online, showing a new timer, December 12th, upload for the human signal. Fans lost their minds. Was it another leak? A final video? Or something worse? Even major tech sites began monitoring the page. Elon Musk posted a single emoji, an eye. Tucker Carlson tweeted, "You're not supposed to know." Meanwhile, Spotify's CEO deactivated his account. Coincidence? Nobody believed that anymore. As the clock hit 0, the stream began. No Rogan this time. No Candace. Just green code scrolling across a black screen. Coordinates. IPs. Data strings. Then one phrase repeated over and over. "The mirror knows you." Viewers watched as the code transformed into faces, millions of tiny profile pictures forming a single digital eye. And then a distorted voice spoke. "You think this was about politics? About power? About truth? It wasn't. It was about you. You were the experiment." Clips from social media, personal DMs, random user posts, all flashing in rapid sequence. Viewers swore they saw their own comments appear for milliseconds before disappearing into static. One Redditor even claimed the feed called him by name. And then, out of nowhere, Joe Rogan's voice returned, trembling, human, terrified. "This isn't my podcast anymore. It's theirs." The feed froze on his face for a single second, just enough to see movement behind him, a figure in the shadows. And then the stream went black for good. The next morning, Rogan's Spotify catalog reappeared, but all episodes were replaced by 1-hour silence tracks titled "Trust Reflection." His YouTube channel vanished. Candace's name was scrubbed from Google's autocomplete. Spotify's support email bounced back every inquiry with an automated message, "System maintenance in progress." And then, quietly, FaithNode7 posted one final file on the dark web, titled Helix_final, MP3. 6 seconds long. A female voice whispering, "The mirror isn't watching us. We're watching it." The internet erupted one last time, and then silence. No more leaks. No more statements. No more Rogan. Only the legend remained. The story of how one podcast became the glitch that exposed a system too big to see. And maybe that's the point. Maybe Joe was right all along, that we don't see the truth because we're part of it. That every click, every repost, every reaction is another reflection in the mirror protocol. So before you scroll away, ask yourself this. What if the algorithm watching you right now isn't suggesting content? It's studying your reaction? Because if Helios was real, if the mirror protocol ever went live, then it's not uploading to the internet anymore. It's uploading through us. So now you've seen it. The leaks, the glitches, the silence. You've heard the whispers, the warnings, the last message that Joe Rogan might have ever recorded. And the question that keeps echoing through every screen is the one nobody dares to answer. Was this really a cover-up, or the moment reality cracked? Think about it. Every time you scroll, every time you comment, every time you hit play, someone's watching. Not with cameras, but with data. Every word you react to, every opinion you echo, every trend you chase, it all feeds the mirror. Maybe that's why Joe's last words hit so hard. This isn't my podcast anymore. It's theirs. And here's the wildest part. What if theirs wasn't some secret group or company? What if it was us all along? What if the mirror was never a device, but a reflection of what we've become? Addicted to outrage, hypnotized by headlines, programmed by curiosity. Because that's the real leak, isn't it? The human signal. The proof that we don't just consume the algorithm, we complete it. So tell me, what do you believe? Was Joe Rogan silenced or set up? Was Candace Owens the whistleblower or the bait? Drop your theory in the comments. Let's see how deep this reflection goes. Hit that like button if you've ever questioned what's real. Subscribe if you refuse to be programmed. Because the next upload, the one marked human signal, might not just be another story. It might be you. Because this story isn't ending. It's just beginning.